my screen. George, can you read out her bio?
Thank you, sir.
And
Madam Hilda Manyo Dixon is a fellow chartered and certified accountant. She's a highly experienced finance professional with a career spanning over 2.5 decades. She began her journey in the banking sector in 1998, dedicating 6 years to honing her skills before transitioning to the oil and gas industry in 2004. Leveraging her background as a chartered accountant, she is passionate about empowering individuals, especially women, in personal finance, equipping them with the knowledge and tools to expand their income streams. She is the author of a finance challenge workbook titled Master Your Money in 30 Days, in which she encourages individuals through practical steps to cultivate positive attitudes toward money, one habit at a time. She is currently Treasury Manager at Total Energies Exploration and Production in Nigeria. In addition to her extensive professional background, Madam Hilda is a positive mindset strategist, a John Maxwell certified speaker and coach, as well as a Gemstone executive coach. She has recently gained recognition as the author of the captivating book, Nothing is Impossible with God, a book inspired by her own personal challenges and her ability to overcome them, serving as a source of hope and inspiration for others facing their own trials. Her work through this book has received widespread acclaim, leading to features in prominent national dailies, professional magazines, and television interviews. Fueling Hilda's daily life and faith in God, her deep love for family, and her commitment to fitness. She cherishes her role as wife to a loving and pragmatic man, and as a mother to 3 beautiful children. In her leisure time, Madam Hilda finds joy in good company, cooking, traveling and shopping, writing, and indulging in exhilarating music. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so very much, Judge. Judge, what's the title of the book? Did it scare you?
No,
The title of the book is Onsuyamiye. Is the subtitle that explains the book is Hilda Manyo. Nothing is impossible with God. So I see how you nicely dodged the bullets.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you for having me. And yes, I'm excited to be here. And let's see how we go and how we make the best out of it. So good evening, everyone. And yes, I know there's so much you could have been doing with your Saturday evening, but taking time out to come, let's share together, learn together. I think it's time well spent, I'll say. And I want to believe there's a lot of intentionality behind that. So thank you. Today we'll be sharing on personal finance strategies in tough times. Oh wow, I have four in tough times. Okay, pardon that typo. It was actually meant to be actually had for any season. But I now said, you know what? Let me actually align with what I was given. So in trying to change that, I can see that. So that's fine. And we're talking about thriving, not surviving. So till I say move to the next slide, you don't move, please. And so here's one of the reasons I wanted us to try and see if I could see the chats as well. So I want to ask all those on the call. At times I would actually encourage you to use your chat box. So just indulge me a little bit. When you hear finances or you hear money, what are the thoughts that come to you? Why do you really want money? If you could use your chat box and let's see if you will run it. When you hear money, wanting more, wanting less, finances generally, what do you have at the back of your mind? What are you hoping it can do for you? And why do you even think of the term in any way? Is there a possibility of using our chat boxes, even if we can't? Freedom. George says freedom. Just before I start the whole, to live a comfortable life. Okay, I see that. I've only seen two. Can we just use the chat box, please, just to help me? Hmm. It seems we are overly serious in this group. Comfort. Joel, I see you. Okay. Who else? Don't worry, money matters shouldn't be overly serious. Let's break it down a little bit before we go in. Can I have 2 or 3 more people? Just share, please. Money for kingdom advancement. Amazing. Okay. One more. Okay. So all the others don't even need money. Why are we here? Freedom. Okay. Okay. So that's fine. Let's move on. Please, next slide now. Now, so a lot of times when we hear money, right, to show love to God in a practical and definite way, that's good. That's good. So a lot of times when we hear money, there are a couple of things that come to mind. And some of those are actually on the screen at the moment. You see comfort, you see importance, you see status, you see reward, you see success, plenty, power, significance. People need money for different things, and it's not such a separate thing. I see that people, like I tell people, when it comes to money is just a tool, really. It's just a tool to meet all the things you have already stated. And for everyone, it's different. So that's why we would usually say personal finance is personal. So for everyone, when it comes to money issues, the vibe is different and whatever we're doing with it is different, right? But ultimately, we need money. So I want us to just start. I like setting the background, right? Next slide, please. I'm just going to ask a few questions, please. I like interactive sessions, especially when it's just my video, and knowing that we can all be on and doing multiple things at the same time. I actually like, oh, okay, the screen has gone off. The screen has gone off, yeah. I don't see your share anymore.
But I think it's network. He just left the call.
He left the call. He's back.
He's
Okay.
back.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. We're recording, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So let's go on. Okay. So now I just want to do a quick check. And I really would want us to just use our chat boxes real quick. Okay. Do you wish you could make more money? I want us to just keep typing. Yeah. Do you wish you could make more money? Certainly. Yes. Okay. Do you desire a good life now and even after retirement? Okay. Yes, I do. I believe so. Yes. Sorry, please. Yeah. Yes. I see that. Okay. Now, do you believe you have capacity to build wealth, but at times, struggle with how to? Okay, I see the yes as well. Okay. Now, why am I doing the quick check? Most things to do with life, in fact, almost everything, start from within. So your mind is your powerhouse, and your money will always match your mindset. So when you believe you can do certain things, naturally, the drive will be there from within, and there'll always be help to be able to push you forward in the right direction. But if you feel you can't, there's only so much anyone can do for you. you really wouldn't be able to. So it's important to set it clearly. You might have heard this 1,001 times from different people at different times. So I want us to come with an open mind and not say, hey, it's the same thing, we've heard it before. Can it be on slideshow, please, if you don't mind, Mike? Yeah. So let's have that mind and let's put our hearts to it and let's see what we can do for the next couple of minutes. Now, while we're having this discussion, things are certainly getting tougher and tougher, right? And all around us, I keep telling people, because I get to speak about this very often, and I'm trying to wonder, at times I just wonder, when has it really been easy? Growing up, all the SAP, all the austerity measures, there's always something around money and finances at every given point. So, at all times, it's important to just know that it will keep being a cyclical thing. At some point, it appears everything is okay. Then before you know it, you are back to square one. And it will just keep happening over and over again. So what works? What's that thing that can actually help us sustain the tempo? Next slide is actually your habits. Your habits are the bedrock, is the bedrock for building wealth. Your habits, that's really what it is. A lot of times we think it's some massive thing we need to do. So many people will hunger for building wealth, but the thing is, so many people will be unable to build wealth. Not necessarily because they don't have equal opportunities, but it just depends on the habits that everyone has decided to embrace. It goes a long way in determining how far we can go. That's why you might see two people, same organization, same opportunities, but dealing with money, their relationship with money is in a totally different trajectory. So that's really what it is. So I'm just going to talk about a few wealth building blocks. And okay, this isn't coming in the way I put it, but it's fine. I'm going to talk about a few wealth building blocks. Wealth is not just all about finances, but since today we're talking about personal finances, we'll be talking about that aspect, which is financial wealth. There's time wealth. How well do you use your time? Physical wealth. How well do you take care of your body? What exercises do you do? What do you eat? Even when it comes to your spirituality and all of that, there are all different types. But today we are zeroing in on wealth. So we have talked about mindset. And if we've taken care of mindset, then the next thing I want to talk about here are the various elements, that would all contribute to building wealth in one way or the other. Mike, I see you're struggling with this sharing. Okay. I'll
Yes,
look at it
if
and
you
he'll
don't
come
mind,
up.
if you don't mind to keep it like that. I see that it freezes each time I have to put it in presentation mode.
Okay, so
Is
that's
it okay?
fine. Leave it the other
That's
way.
okay.
That's fine.
Yes. Okay, good.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. So sorry about that. That's fine. Thank you. Okay. So now, financial goals. What are financial goals? I define it in a very simple manner, right? It's just what you want to have your money to do for you. And if you don't have a plan for that money, people are going to have plans for your money. So we all want money, power, significance, kingdom advice, advancements, and the different things that were shared. But then again, if you do not have plans for your money, then people are going to have plans for your money. So you should actually sit down and craft some things to say, okay, What do I really want? What is my financial goal? What do I really need money for? And have some smart goals around it. Do I need money to further my education? Do I need money for my children's education? Do I need money for vacation? Do I need money to build a house, buy properties? Do I need money for investments, for saving? Whatever it is, that needs to be nicely crafted. Please, can anyone see Mike's? Can anyone see the slide? Because I can't. Can anyone see the slide at all?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, so it's frozen at my end. Perfect. So if you can see that, that's beautiful. Okay. Okay, so that's fine. Then the next thing is budget, right? Most times when we talk about budget or budgeting, a lot of people see it as a restriction, but it really is not a restriction. It's actually freedom. Because budgeting, rather than wondering where did my money go, you are now sitting down and saying, where do I want my money to go? That's simply what budgeting is. And it's so easy to do. I would have been bringing that, but let's see how time goes. I might be able to actually share the steps. But all you need to know is all the other components under are actually going to tell us exactly our part of what forms our budget, right? So with the budget, I always tell people budget, and when you budget, add fun to your budget. Budgeting helps you spend money without feeling guilty. That's what it does for you. Because if I have assigned money to a particular thing that gives me joy, happiness, my downtime, whatever it is, no matter what anyone says out there, I mean, there've been a lot of things happening on the social media space where people sit down and analyze what people spend for their own cake, spend for their party. Is their lifestyle is what they want? It's none of their business. It's none of my business. But if I have made a budget and I have made provision to spend on certain things, I wouldn't feel guilty about it, to the extent that I have provided for the important things as well. So what are these elements? We have earnings. Where is your money coming from? What do you have in your hands? Many people that are going through some financial difficulties are not even able to say, okay, where's my money coming from? When we're talking about tough times, it's obvious that one source of income is not enough. You need to do more. You need to do extra. What's that extra you are willing to do? That extra could be that you are investing some more in yourself and even in a couple of other things. So what do you have? For the Bible scholars, they all know the story very well about the woman that was asked, what do you have in your hands? You need to have earnings. That's the starting point, right? Then you need to be able to, I would have put the spending and the saving, but all these elements come in, right? Saving, it's actually a wealth building block. Many people look at saving as just going to an account and dropping money. No, saving is beyond that. Saving, even your wealth leakages, if you identify your wealth leakages and block them, you are definitely going to save. And when I say wealth leakages, what do I mean? Just turning off your lights when you don't need it is going to save you money. Considering repairing some things instead of just replacing them, it's going to save you money. Your maintenance culture, how do you take care of the things in your house, is going to save you money. Even the latte factor, whereby some people must buy coffee every day of the week, from when they can equally just buy a can of coffee and have it made in their house, do it yourself. All those things are all part of your savings, right? But when I talk about savings here as well, I want us to provide, we're talking about tough seasons, tough times. So your emergency funds should be loaded. Emergency funds, what are they? Basically, a fund you have put aside in an account you can easily access within a 24 to 48 hour period that can house your living expenses for the next 3 to 6 months. So we're in tough seasons. They get up today and say, hey, there's no job. Your life shouldn't crumble if you have an emergency fund. It's a stabilizer. It's something that can actually help you keep running till you actually get things sorted. Besides that, okay, things happen. You are driving on a bridge somewhere and your car gets stuck. You don't need to run to your investment account if you have an emergency fund. You should be able to access it and take care of things. So I say, yes, put money aside in a high yield savings account. It can be a money market fund that you can get almost immediately and stuff like that. But that's where the saving part comes. Spending, where's your money going? I see that we have a different array of people, different ages. We saw a grandma earlier on when we were testing the mic and all of that. But when you are spending, where is your money going? What are your money leaks? You need to know. Because if you are not tracking your expenses and you don't know where your money is going to, then how is it going to, at the end of the day, how are you going to survive the tough times? So it's important we know that. Then we should always think investing as well. Investing is the multiplier effect. When we talk about the 3 mysteries of money, we say it's making it. When you earn, you are making money. Managing it, your ability to budget, your ability to track your expenses, that's all about managing money. But at the end of the day, the multiplying of money comes from investments. Investments are riskier than the other ones, but that's how you multiply your money. So even if you are talking about stocks, you are talking about mutual funds, you are talking about commercial papers, you are talking about real estate, you are talking about euro funds, whatever it is you are talking about, those are all investments, right? And let's push aside this thing that many people feel I must have so much to invest. Far from it. You can just start exactly where you are. And even if you miss the mark, right? You didn't start when you were meant to start. There's this Igbo adage that says, whenever you wake up, that is your morning. So the mere fact that you are here and we're having this discussion today is a wake-up call. So start small, think big, and let the power of compound interest work for you. Then at the end of the day, protect all this wealth. We're all working for money, but are we really protecting what we are doing? Are you insured? I was sharing earlier today and I told someone, I remember when my car was snatched some many years ago. What gave that comfort was the fact that we had comprehensive insurance. So when they stole it at gunpoint, we were able to get a refund and get another car. For some of us, we're already thinking retirement. Do you have a will in place? Because no matter how much, God forbid, we say, we all have a defined time on earth, right? We just don't know when we're going, but at some point. So when you build all this wealth, are you building it to live for bankers? Are you building it to live for financial institutions generally? Or are you building generational wealth? And if you're building generational wealth, then you need to think of your wills and you need to think of ensuring the things you have worked hard for. So protection is key, and let's have that at the back of our minds. So I'm actually going to share a few things now. Some what I would call winning strategies when it comes to surviving tough times, right? Because we're saying we don't just want to thrive, or rather, we don't just want to survive. We don't want to just be on survival mode. We equally want to thrive, and we want to thrive. We want to make the best even out of the seasons we find ourselves. So there are some winning strategies when it comes to dealing with tough seasons, right? Make relatively painless budget cuts. When I talk about tracking your expenses, each time, even if when you have a budget, at the end of every month, or even if it's mid-month, sit down and ask yourself, how have I fared? What are the things I need? And what are the things I need to let go of? Don't make it such a big thing. You are not living in deprivation, right? For instance, ask yourself simple questions. Do I eat out a lot? Can I watch that? When I'm going grocery shopping, can I go with a list? And I ask people, there are times when people say, oh, it's so hard to make a budget. I ask them a simple question. Are you able to make a list when you are going shopping? And they say yes. So I say, if you're able to make a list when you are going to shopping, you can actually make a budget. If you're able to operate any app, press this Google Meet, join it today. You should be able to operate budget apps as well. So look at it. Your subscriptions, check them. A lot of times we pay for things we don't need, we don't use them. So if you interact with your finances, if you take out time and even look through your statements at times, you might realize that some of the things you paid for are no longer useful. Let go. Then what's your lifestyle like? Are you the type that, oh, I must make my hair every day. I must buy a new wristwatch every time I travel. Oh, my DSTV subscription has to be premium, even if I don't sit down there to watch it. Those are all things we need to take. So basically, scrutinize your money, scrutinize your spending, and know where you can release some things, right, to be able to go on to the others. I spoke about some wealth leakages earlier on, and I have a slide here as well where I had actually put in just a few unconventional ways, right, of saving that at times we're not thinking. The mere fact that I turn off all the lights in my house is saving me money. So to win, make those budget cuts. Now, vet your debts. A lot of us are, heavily indebted, right? Vet it. Interest rate right now is quite high. People are paying up to 27%. People are paying up to 30% in some cases on loans they have taken. That's money you could easily have assigned to something else to work for you. So check it today. This is really not the time to owe anybody. Even organizations that are owing, owe intentionally. They manage it. They apply a strategy to make sure that everything they are owing needs to be owed. So those are things we need to have at the back of our minds. Do not owe especially if you are taking money that is not giving you an asset, right? That is paying back that money maybe 3, 4, 5 times, then you don't need to be in that space. Some people have mortgages. It's okay in the sense that your mortgage, whatever rent you are getting from it, is probably paying that mortgage. Fine. But if not, try and pay up as fast as you can. And don't borrow for trivial things. Don't borrow to impress people. Borrow for things you must borrow for. But when it comes to your personal finances, the key thing to win is to even try and live within your own means. Make the best out of the situation. Because a lot of people you owe, the next thing you have financial losses, the next thing they are auctioning your houses, they are auctioning the little things you've struggled for. You need to avoid it. Then put your emergency funds together. We're in tough seasons. I remember when I joined my current organization, people will say, oil no dey dry. But recent times, we've seen a lot of IOCs sell, move on to other things. So you really there's no position that you say, it's permanent. Anything can happen. Some people have suffered health issues. We don't pray for it, but anything can happen. So always have your emergency funds. And when you start with your 3 to 6 months, after a while, ramp it up. You should actually be able in this season, especially if you have been earning something good consistently for the last 5-10 years, you should actually have in your emergency funds money to survive for even 3 years in case you're out of a job. There's some intentionality around it. Those are strategies we need to adopt. This is not time to hurry and sell your investments. You should actually hold on to your investments and sell only if it is a good deal. For instance, there are certain investments that might do well to sell now. For instance, I think sometime in April, there was a dip in the foreign market because of what was going on in the US. And at that time, I was telling people, buy. If you usually would buy shares, keep buying. Because that's the thing, there's a balancing effect. You buy some high, you buy some low. At the end of the day, the average is what works for you. Do not sell off in a hurry. And that's why in your portfolio, you should always have the very low risk investments, the moderate and the high, even if you love high risk investments. Please, can you go back to the other slide? Yeah. Even if you love high risk investments, you should always have a range so that when something is going on, you don't rush off to go sell your investments at little or nothing. You know, distress call, you sell a house that is worth millions for peanuts. Because in this season, let's just be attentive, let's be sensitive, and let's just not sell under any unpleasant condition, right? Now, make your job safer. Some people today, yes, there are debates going on. Will AI take over jobs or will AI not take over jobs? While they are saying it will not, what have you done on your own part? Have you dusted your CV? Sabi, I don't know if you want to turn off your video. Yeah. Have you dusted your CV? Are you still relevant? If today they had to send missiles out in the form of letters asking people to go, will they look at yours and say, hey, we have a valuable asset here and we cannot let this person go? So polish your for those still actively working, dust your CVs, right? Check that you still have the relevant courses, take certifications where you need to, and ask yourself, how marketable am I? At times, even if you don't want to change jobs, you can actually apply to certain organizations and give yourself an opportunity of being interviewed to know, okay, should anything happen, am I really needed out there? And if not, brush your skills up. Then do something new. Do something new. Right now, I was working with someone that has just a few years to go. And she was asking me, will Pigry work? I said, Pigry? I said, well, do your research. I wouldn't know. I don't have. But then again, ask yourself, what's that thing I'm very passionate about? Am I passionate about speaking? Am I passionate about teaching people training? Do I love sewing? Do I like cooking? Do I like, am I just an innovative person? What is that thing you love doing? Now ask yourself, how can I brush it up some more? What can I do in that regards? It's very, very important. We shouldn't miss it. Even if it means investing. Some people are so scared of investing. Someone shared with me today, I tried to save. They said there's a risk. I tried to do mobile, some other bonds. There's a risk. And I say life is a risk. Life is a risk, but we all have to take that risk. So even if you are not And you don't need to be financially savvy to be able to even thrive. Just do a bit of reading. Ask a few questions. You must not be the most knowledgeable in the room, but always ask yourself, what can I do to earn more? What can I do, to bring a lot more? What are the needs around my area? Some of us look at dirt and we pass it. We lift our legs. We do ouch, ouch. Some other people, what they are seeing in those debts is, what can I recycle and make money from? Some of us in our areas, people are looking for teachers and we're so skilled. Money is everywhere, but it gravitates towards value. So if you're not providing value, money cannot gravitate towards you. So we must be intentional about that. We must make sure that at all times, we are doing things to make money gravitate towards us. And let's spread our risk. Why people get so discouraged is because they want the highest. And that's why I started off by saying habits, is the best, is the bedrock for building wealth. When we don't start early to ramp up, we can be easily deceived. I threw out a poll the other day asking, do you believe you can be scammed or conned? And most people said, no, they cannot be scammed, they cannot be scammed. And I told them, you are the easiest target. Because your first line of protection is to believe that you can be scammed. So when you believe you can be scammed, that means you will double check everything that comes your way. So even if you want to do something new and you are like guiding, you are more like leaning towards a particular place, please do your research and give yourself that spread, to say, even if I'm going for something I'm not too sure of, let me just go in slowly so that I can understand it. But most times we start, MMM, we rush, CBEX, we rush, and at the end of the day, we find ourselves in very, very unpleasant circumstances. Then protection, I talked about it again, and I will say it again. It's a winning strategy for tough times. You don't want to hear that, your car was stolen, and you have to go from your probably small fund you built over time to pay for it, or your house, or anything that has happened. So let us always protect ourselves. So like I said, I had the next slide I think is on the unconventional hacks. So let's share that. So when we talk about unconventional saving hacks, there are so many, but there are ways of fixing them, right? So when you talk of savings, don't always think of only money. Think in your space, what are you doing now? When I say repairs over replacements, trying to approach things from the part of repairing has saved me a lot. I get back, the suitcase, the zipper is bad. The thing I used to do always then is just, the suitcase is gone, I need to replace it. No, I can actually repair it. So when I have it at the back of my mind that suitcase can be repaired, what do? I go out of my way to look for where that suitcase can be fixed. And now I have where I fix up to my tires. So before I throw away those suitcases, because at times the suitcase looks so good, but at the end of the day, airlines ripped it here, but now I have somewhere I go to and they fix it and it serves me. So rather than replacing all the time, think, can I repair? It's only when you see that the repairing is going to take it's going to take a lot, or it might be a wiser decision to buy, right, a new one. That's when you should actually replace. But if something is good and there's just a tiny thing here, think of it. That's a great way of surviving tough times. Maintenance culture. Are you the type that has to wait till your door handle is on the floor before you realize you can screw it? Right? Those are the kind of things. So rather than wait where you have to get a third party to come do something for you, maintenance culture says fix it while it is just beginning to go off. So let's check it. How are we maintaining the things we have? The things that need servicing, our air conditioners, are we servicing them as at when due, or do we want a total breakdown? Right? So look around you. What are those things? Do it yourself as well. It's a great way of saving. We pay for almost everything now. But I remember growing up, we did a lot. And those are the things that have kind of helped us push now. So parents, please equip your children. It's one thing to want to run and save them or prevent them or say, oh, a lot of us, there are a couple of things we did growing up that we think we were deprived. No, we were being trained and it worked for us. So let's equally pass it on to our children. Teach them to do things for themselves. I met a 22-year-old that says they don't know how to sew on a button. And I didn't realize, I didn't even know what to do or say. I said, no, you should be able to mend certain things. You can mend your clothes. You should be able to fix buttons and all of that. So those are things. Even when it comes to, there are so many ways. I'm actually conscious of time as well. I know we're almost done, right? Then a healthy lifestyle. I tell people that healthy lifestyle brings about big savings. If I keep on adding weight, fluctuating up and down, I'll keep on changing my wardrobe. And that's money I could have applied to investment or something else. So let us not just get carried away, right? And when I even talk about, there's this lifestyle inflation that makes people feel the more I earn, the more I must spend. Oh, if there's a new phone, I must get it. A new car, I must get it. A new this. No. Have a healthy lifestyle. Create memories. Have fun. But while doing it, always check what could be the outcome. What are the pros? What are the cons? It's important to have that. Meal prep, cooking from home. Right? It's very important. For some of us, we eat out so much that amount we use in eating can train someone through a university. Why don't we think about that as a give back? And that's one lifestyle of wealthy people that people underestimate. A lot of them pack their food. Have your meal prep, cook at home. It's good to eat out, but make it a treat. Don't make it your lifestyle. Every now and again, why not? But let it not be a daily thing. Then check about your subscriptions, right? This one it's actually carpooling, then subscriptions. At times you're in the same direction. For the longest of time, for those that work in my office or stuff, they will know that I carpool with my husband. Yeah, his office is not too far from mine. So we go to work together. So you might have a neighbor or someone within your axis that you all have, rather than this one feels his tank 50,000, this one feels for 50,000. If you are close enough, you have discussions and all of that, you could actually carpool. You write together this week, next week you write. These are all strategies that save you money in tough seasons. And another saving hack is just be you and do you. It's that simple. Don't be under any pressure to align with people's way of doing things. Therefore, there are some ladies, yes, I'm a lady, so I'll make some examples around us. There are some ladies that, it must be a particular type of weave-on they must wear because it's in vogue. Meanwhile, you're not a weave-on person. And if it's getting too expensive, come on, you can cut your hair. It's not a big deal. At some point, people were laughing at natural hair. Today, a lot of people have natural hair. So there are different ways. These days, even to make up, people pay as much as 70,000, 100,000 to just make up. I'm not saying you cannot make up. But then again, what's that event that you are going for that you need to spend so much for? And for some guys, we're just carried away with shoes and belts and all of that, wristwatches, gadgets. Do we really need all of them? Just be you, and at all times, just do you. So I just want to wrap up a couple of things we've shared so far into keys that we shouldn't leave here without. And I share similar keys almost always, anytime I'm presenting. If you live with everything or anything, even if you've forgotten everything I've been saying over the past couple of minutes, I think these ones would help put things in perspective. 1, habits. They can work for you or they can work against you. It's your choice. So when you take the right habits, make the right choices in seasons like this, then you are sure going to you're going to thrive. So make the right habits and let it work for you. 2, you first of all win in your mind. Like I started off with mindset. I said it's your powerhouse. Then you win. Then it begins to play out physically. If you tell yourself, I can't be wealthy, I want to confirm to you that yes, you cannot be wealthy. If you tell yourself things are not going to work in your favor, oh yes, out of the abundance of your heart, you have already spoken and the universe will align. So anything you desire, anything you want, think of it, perceive it, right? Go for it and it will play out. Like I said, the third key here, I already shared. Money is everywhere, but it gravitates towards value. Are you providing value? What type of value are you providing? Have you looked around? What are those needs in your area? If there's no value that you are providing, money is not going to gravitate towards you. You might be a very hard worker, but you must be sure that you are bringing value into that space. Financial discipline stems from self-discipline. So I want to assure you that you've got this. Many people can make 1,001 excuses about finances, but in their lives, they do so many great things. So if you are able to discipline yourself in other areas, please borrow from there and get your financial discipline right. And in the process, have fun. You are not in competition with anybody. So there's no reason whatsoever to allow anybody put you under pressure. So those are the 5 keys I would say that have summarized almost everything I have been speaking about. So you read my bio already, the next slide. So getting the next the next one, yes. So we're practically done, but for those that missed the bio part, those that joined in later, this is me in a nutshell. I speak, yes, I coach people, and I equally train. And I've been in the finance space for about 27 years. But I've told people, I equally let people know, I don't teach personal finances because I studied accounting. No, I teach personal finances. It's something I'm passionate about because life has dealt me different buzzwords at different times earlier on, and I've been able to learn. And that's why that yearning and desire is there to just keep letting people know that there's a better way of doing things. I'm a John Maxwell certified coach and equally a gemstone executive coach. I've authored, I do a lot of write-ups, yes. I've authored a book on CME, the one I think George tried to avoid calling. And it's from my personal journey dealing with childhood cancer with my daughter. So 100% of the profit from there goes back to support childhood cancer. But it's a wonderful book for those that have read it and those that will yet read it. It's an amazing book. There's a lot of trials. At times you see people working. We don't wear what we have gone through. So the whole idea in going through that journey, I needed to know, is there a better way? Can you tell me what did you go through? And people were not very vulnerable. So I decided and I made a vow to God that take me through this and I will share. And I poured out in that book. So yes, please get a copy and read. I equally have the Master Your Money. That one is online. It's a 30-day habits to money book. So if you're struggling with mastering money and all of that, How do you get mastering your habits, right? I call it the habits to money challenge, right? It all starts from, and there's an activity each day. So it's something worth getting. There's an activity each day that it all starts from even your mindset. How do you make a budget, financial goals? How do you go about it? How are you able to set smart goals? Then different activities, decluttering. There's an activity for each day, and there's an exercise that would help you think about it, just so that we can get some more healthy habits. If you're on LinkedIn or Facebook, Hilda Manyo Dixon, we can connect there. If you're on Instagram as well, if it's just about positive mindset, I try to do that on the Glide with HMD page. I'm trying to get more active there. But on personal finances, which is what we're discussing today, Hilda Manyo Dixon, that's my handle. Do me well, follow, and send me a chat, and I'll keep on dropping tips there where you can get one or two things from. So that is all from me, and we could go to questions at this point. Thank you.
Splendid. Thank you very, very much. Could we put our hands together, digitally now, this way, to say a big thank you to our speaker for the night, Hilda. Okay, please, thank you. Yeah, we can see some hands already. They are popping up already. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Hilda. Thank you. Sorry for the slides couldn't be in the mode, so I had to put it the other way because it was getting stuck. Okay.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Thank you.
All right.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
So let's go. Let's go. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Pastor Mrs. Stella Chikwere, please. You can ask your question. Your hand is up, please. Go ahead, madam.
Okay. Good evening. It was an awesome, time, a refresher's course for me in so many ways, and I want to appreciate you kindly. God bless you. Yeah.
Thank you, ma. Thank you,
my question, yes, sir. Yes, ma. My question is this, oftentimes we'll give these lectures, we'll talk, and then, people seem to grab something, but at the end of the day, you discover that they really don't do much, about it. So, the question I'm asking is, both you and Engineer Mike, I know we have the mentoring part of this program, but this particular one, I think that we need to have a refresher's course or something that could just be like you were talking about savings, you are talking about making the right budget, you are talking about so many things. So are there things, or maybe your book, you could recommend for the people for continuity? That's actually what I want to know.
Okay. Excellent point you've made there, and thank you. That's usually the case most times, and that's why I think at some point I said many people will. Oh, so sorry. Let me just give me a second. Let me turn off my alarm. Okay. Okay, sorry, my alarm went off. Yeah, so that's why I said many people will be exposed to this, but it's just 1% of the people that would actually make the best out of it. And I notice, yes, when people speak, everybody's charged up, but the success when it comes to your money comes with executing and being intentional about it. Yes, I recommended my book. I could I'll share the link with Mike. I believe you're all on a group, right, Mike?
Correct, yes. We're all on a WhatsApp group, correct.
You're on a WhatsApp group. So I'll share the link so that you can get the Habits to Money Challenge. I usually equally do, and that's why I actually do the challenge where people register and we take it day by day. And for those, at times they'll be like, 60 people will register, they'll pay. But at the end of the day, it's a small percentage that will use it. But those ones always come back to say, this changed my life. So it's all about the doing, right? So everyone that has listened here, what Madam Stella has said is true. You have to step out and now do it. Even this year, I had a physical program, and that's why I had the physical program. And what I did was I made sure that banks were right there so that you don't have an excuse. So I had financial institutions that were there. I had insurance companies that were there. I had lawyers that were there. For those that wanted to start working on their will, go sign up. For those that wanted to start opening accounts, go sign up. I equally have I have a group that Mike is aware as well. It's a personal finance group, right? So what we do there is, it's not like one talks all the time, but we keep throwing things once in a while. And what I see is those things are reminders. So there's a WhatsApp group as well. Those things are reminders. So surround yourself, be intentional about building wealth, and you would now look for those resources that would help you build wealth. So it's as simple as that. But everything, walk into a bank, like I tell people, you want to invest, you are not sure of what to do, start by going straight to very recognized financial institutions, and you can build up from there. I don't know if that's helpful for you, but yeah. So we'll recommend those resources. I'll share the links for those that might want to join as well with Mike. He'll drop it for you. Then if you want to get the Habits to Money Challenge, the Master Your Money book, he'll share it from you, and you can always just get that. But just be intentional about it and find yourself in the right circle. You'll definitely grow. A lot of things I apply, I hear them because of my circles, where I am, who I'm relating with. So put the intentionality, put it to work, and yes, it would work. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, madam. And thank you very much, madam. Believe it or not, she's calling all the way from Canada. So it's a sacrifice for her to be here also. All right. Thank you very much.
That's Madam Stella, right?
Yes, correct.
Awesome. I have a lot of questions that come from the Canada end, and even on that group, Mike, the group I have some people there as well from Canada. So I think the whole idea is, and in that area, there's so much as well you can do. For us in Nigeria, there's a lot of restriction. There's only so. I'm happy now we have a few apps. We have all the Optimus app from AfriInvest. We have the Bamboo that we can use. But people in Canada, there's almost, I'm sure you can use even the Vanguard, all the apps out there for even purchasing your stocks and all. I'm sure you are open to that. So please, by all means, just look in that axis. Like I said, from my book you can get, but depending on what you want to invest in, and if you equally want to get coached, right, you could equally sign up for that and actually get coached in that place. But it's always good to do like a financial planning as soon as you can, so that you have a map, you have an idea of where you are going, and you walk towards it systematically. But that question she's asked, she's so right. It's such an apt question, because a lot of times we all get gingered up, but executing is with that we win. Yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Executing, it's in that we win. Okay, let me take that off your lips. All right, we have Oyetunde Ojeniro. Good day, sir. You can ask your question. Your hand is up. You can speak, sir. Your hand is up.
I think there's some other. I see Oyetunde.
Yes, it's Oyetunde. His hand is up.
Okay.
Can you unmute and you can ask your question, please?
It seems someone dropped something in the chat, but I didn't quite get it.
Let's get to the chat. Let's get to the chat. Could you share? Okay, there is a question here, I think, from Isaac Okuma. Okay. Could you share more advice on will and how to go about it easily and economically. I think you talked about writing a will and lawyers. So this is not the
Okay.
one many people like to talk about. But
Well,
someone is talking about it today.
yeah. Well, since we all know that one day we'll go now, we have to write it and keep adjusting. So when you talk about economically, like when I talk with lawyers, the thing is, even if you just sit down and state everything, how you want to share your various assets, like when you have the will, when they give you the
I can.
okay, okay,
Okay.
Mr.
Good
Yetunde wants
evening.
to talk now. Okay, I'll come back to the
Yes,
will.
yes.
Mr. Yetunde, you want to say something, please?
Yes, I'm ready now. Thank you so much for your presentation. I really love it. This is good. I don't have any question. I just want to appreciate you for educating us.
Oh,
I
thank you.
enjoyed the lecture. And I want to also appreciate Engineer Mike for this opportunity he always give to us to learn every time. The Lord will bless you all. Thank you so much for what you are doing.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
very
very
much.
much.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very
Yes.
much. Okay, Martha Ezekiel, your hand is up. Okay, maybe you take the wheel, and after that we'll come to Martha Ezekiel. Is that okay, madam?
That's fine. I can do that.
Great.
So,
Okay.
a lot of times when I speak to, even when I'm speaking to you, it's not like my own is all settled. When I finish writing it at times, I will just adjust and say, yeah. But when I talk to lawyers, it's very easy. It all depends on what you want to do. For some people, they just list everything, list who they want to allocate it to, get it signed, get their witnesses. A lawyer is involved, and it's that simple, right? But there's some other, like some organizations. I know that First Bank does it, Stanbic IBTC does it. You know, you go to them, they'll give you a form, you write everything you have, your shares, your everything, even up to your funeral, how you want it planned. Do you want it simple with just sandwiches, or do you want a big owambe? You write everything. And for that one, I think they charge about, is it 300 or 350? I mean, those things keep changing. And I think that's economical enough, because if you are telling me that what I have in my portfolio is in millions and someone tells me to pay hundreds to be able to secure it for later, it's okay. But then again, that expertise for will and trust lies with the legal people, because wills is one, trust is quite expensive, but it equally has its own benefits, because with the trust bit, you're able to save on taxes and all of that eventually. Meanwhile, for the will, at times it could put a lot of burden on the family because of all the probate fees. And these days, there are cases where some things go in wills and some things go in trust. But when you talk about economically, it all depends on how much you've gathered over the years and how hungry you are to secure them, right? So economic for you might not necessarily be for some other person, but I would say talk to the experts, have a chat. Even if you don't have a lawyer, or you don't want to go do it with a legal firm immediately, I'm sure you might have one or two lawyers that you know and you trust. Have a discussion with them on which is better. And maybe that's one thing as well. Engineer Mike might consider bringing on board, maybe in the coming months, to get a lawyer that specializes in that to actually talk to you on it.
All right. Thank you very much, madam. My personal experience, when you get people talking about the will, they say, "Do you want me to die?" So I don't know if that's what people want to hear.
No, the funny thing, when I had a session, because the session I had in March was 5 parts. That session I thought would be short. It was the longest. Trust me, if you have worked very hard for your money and you have an opportunity to put together a will, you will do it. The questions were endless. I had to say, okay, it's enough. Can we move to the next section? So people are getting more and more aware that I discuss a will today does not mean I'm going to die tomorrow. All it means is that, yes, when that happens, because even in the Bible, where you talk about a good man leaves word for, generations to come, for his children's children. You can only leave that if you have put something together in place. the banks will keep getting richer because many people leave and there's nobody to claim the money. That's the reality. So
All
we
right.
shouldn't get so scared.
All right. Thank you very much. And for those who asked the question, the next month we are also having Hilda again next month. She'll be
Are
talking
you
on.
sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Are you sure?
Yes, she's talking on something else, but it has to do with financial mindset. We have already settled that in secret, so
Hey,
no
Father
problem.
Lord. I'm not sure, but no problem. Noted.
All right. So for those
Okay.
who talk, so we will take the last question now from Martha Ezekiel. Martha, please, could you please unmute your microphone and ask your question, please? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Ma. I enjoyed your teaching. I really want to save, but I don't know how to save because my expenditure is really higher than my income. A situation where somebody is earning 70,000 naira and you have house rent of 800,000 per month per year. You have children's school fees, you have children to attend to their welfare and all that. How do I save? Because it's really a difficult thing for me to save.
Okay, Ma. Thank you for that question and thank you for being vulnerable. Now, I might be very hard, but please bear with me. We're here to learn. When we talk about your rent being higher than what you earn, in the discussions and in my sharings today, I believe I said a couple of things. One, I said that there's money everywhere, but it gravitates towards value. What value are you bringing? If your value is 70,000 naira, then you need to now live within that your 70,000 naira. If you are bringing more, because ask yourself, what extra can I do? I tell people, I share with people a lot. Yes, when I was born, I was in shell camp. So if that's the only part of me, you'll be like, they had her with silver spoon. The part you might not realize is that somewhere along the line, even this passion for personal finance is because life dealt us blows at different times. At some point, my mom and dad had to go their separate ways, and I had to go to school. How will I go to school? Right? I said I'm not going to ask anybody for money, even if they have. So all the things, the skills I learned earlier, I'll give an example. In those days, people couldn't really afford foreign t-shirts. A few could, but a lot of students couldn't. So when I learned sewing even in secondary school. I always used to play with sewing. But when the time came and I needed money, I had to look around and say, what can I do? I started sewing. I was sewing corporate wears, but one outfit can take me days to make. And I discovered this niche to say, what is that need around me? Students like wearing t-shirts, they like wearing jersey outfits, but they couldn't quite afford it. And I zeroed into that place. I started making t-shirts. Before I knew it, I started supplying shirts, t-shirts to make money. A lot of students liked wearing things that were in fashion, shoes, etc. A lot of them couldn't afford it. So since I used to go to Aba then to go and buy fabrics to come and make my t-shirts, I started going to Area as well, and I started buying shoes because those people are gifted. It's just because Nigeria at times does not create that environment. If not, we would have been in a mini Dubai in Nigeria. Because in there, those people replicate things that are happening, very good quality, right? That you don't need to pretend. I go and buy it. So since you cannot afford the made in UK at 3,000 at that time, you should be able to afford my own at 1,000 or 1,500. So those were the kind of things. So right now, madam, you need to check if your house rent is higher than what you are making. You are living in the wrong place. Please. If your school fees is higher than what you are making, you are actually in the wrong school. So there are two things. How can you make more money? That's what you should be asking yourself. What need what need can I meet? If I'm being paid 70,000 naira because I'm a teacher in a school, are there students that need help in what I do? If I'm being paid 70,000 naira because whatever job it is you are doing now, you are probably doing that job for somebody and they're paying you that. Can you ask yourself, what more can I do? Where can I build it in? Do I need to get some more certifications? Today, even people that are managing social media pages, some of them 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. So whatever your skill is today, is it enough? So that's why I talked about dusting your CV and getting the competencies you need. When you do that, it's easier to save. However, how can you save? You can save by writing a budget. And since you already know that wahala will never finish, in that your budget, you must make room for saving and investment. Because if you make money and you're able to multiply, for instance, even if anybody on this call today does not have so much, but you are making, I use my husband as an example a lot of times. He was working, had a very good job, and all of that, was earning more. And he now said, oh, he wants to go do another certification that was meant to earn him another job. Well, it did not work. So for someone that at that time was earning about 200,000, when it did not work, when he finished his certification and did not get the desired job he wanted immediately, he started earning 40,000 naira or so, if I remember. Even with that, he was saving before he got what he wanted. Why? It's a lifestyle he had developed from when he was younger. He was saving and still providing needs, right? Till he now got back what he really wanted some months later. And that's what challenged me. I tell people I have always known how to make money, but I did not know anything about saving. The moment I mastered how to save and how to invest, it was a life changer. So right now, if you make up your mind and say it's 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, and if you make those painless budget cuts, right? What are those things? Today, I remember then when my mom and dad had issues. I used to call it, my mom knows, she's always laughing whenever I talk about it. We used to eat ice fish, Not now that skumbia is so expensive. Soup, stew, everything is ice fish we used to use. So it's very important you say, okay, how can I adjust so that I can now start bringing? So put it in your budget. That's 70,000. Tell yourself 10% of it, I want to save it. Once you make up your mind, automate it. Automate it. You just throw it in there. Standing order of those days, you can still do it. Automate it. Because even if you are earning 70,000, if you are working for a government or any organization that pays taxes, they deduct it without asking you. So if they can deduct their own, you too, you can deduct and pay yourself first. Sorry, it was a bit of a long answer, but I just needed to provide that clarity.
All right. Thank you very much. I think we have come to the end. Could we all please, appreciate our speaker again one more time for the night, please? If you enjoyed this session, please, a digital thank you would not bite, like they say. It would not hurt. We really, really want to appreciate you, Hilda, for what you've done tonight. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for volunteering to make a difference in the lives of other people. As agreed, okay? Next month, we'll be having you third Saturday of the month.
Have a nice day.
We'll have you just to continue this session. Yeah, somebody said, honestly, this was an eye-opener. So you see, you're popping eyes open right now. So we really, really want to thank you. On behalf of Aspire for Excellence Foundation, we want to say a big big thank you to you. Okay, thank you very much for all you have shared. Okay, and we hope to see you next month on the finance to have one of these finance talks again. Thank you very
we'll
much.
Talk about that. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right,
Thank you.
weekend. Okay, and we hope to have her again next month. Okay, for the concluding part, she'll be talking about financial mindsets. Thank you very much, and remember to execute the things that we have learned. Okay, thank you very much. God bless you all. Thank you.